have this Marquetry long case in for restoration. There's quite a lot wrong with it. I'm not doing everything, I'm only doing certain things, but we'll go through everything that's wrong and what I'm actually going to be doing. One of the problems with this case is a lot of these mouldings have been replaced with rosewood. Now they should be walnut with the grain running across, or they'd be ebonised, and all the ones that have been replaced are the ones that would have been black. So I'm assuming that's what's happened. They've taken them off and just replaced them with rosewood instead of walnut. So that's wrong, and this is wrong, and there's quite a few pieces all over it. The pillars have been painted with gold paint, so I've got to take that off, and underneath they are black. I'm not replacing any of the mouldings. The door is hanging off its hinges, and some of the mouldings falling off. I've got to sort that out. Make a new lock and a scutcheon. Hang the door properly because it's just barely holding on there. So I'm going to sort that out. If we look at the plinth, it's an 11-inch dial, so this would have finished here and would have had bun feet on. This shouldn't be here. If it was a 12-inch dial, then it would have had something like this, with the grain running that way again. It is old. I mean, that's been on there a long time. That is cross-grain walnut, but I don't believe it's correct. It has had bun feet in here. It wouldn't have had bun feet if it was a 12-inch dial with a foot like this anyway. But again, I'm leaving that, but I am putting bun feet on it. That's what they want. These corners have been rebaited out and a bit of rosewood put in and just rounded off. Now, this should be the same as the trunk. So you'd have the veneer running to the edge and it'd be a square edge, but the plinths usually get a bit of hammer. They get knocked about, so these get chipped. So I think that's what they've done. They've just cut the corner out and let in a piece of rosewood instead. The only other way you can do it is to rebuild the corner and re-veneer the whole of that all the way across, and a piece down the side, which is quite invasive. You can't just piece the edge in. So this is what they decided to do. But again, I'm leaving that. This moulding here is incorrect. Look a bit closer at it, you see it overhangs, which it shouldn't do. That bit would have been ebonised, and this one would have been ebonised, and those two have been replaced with rosewood. That's original, and it's cross-grain walnut, which is as it would have been. Now, I've had one in like this before, made around 1700. It's virtually identical, except the panels in the front, the marquetry is different. But apart from that, it's virtually the same. The dimensions are the same. This moulding here, again, is rosewood, and it should have been ebonised, and it's also the wrong shape. You can see the side of the case along the back edge. Been a lot of water damage. Really needs repolishing, but that's not what it's in for. I don't think it'd change the colour difference, stripping it, but it'd make it look better because this bit of the polish is just flaking and looks a bit messy. So taking a closer look at the hood, again that moulding's rosewood. It wouldn't be that shape anyway. Round here it's been replaced with rosewood, and further up, everything from there upwards has been replaced. The carcass underneath is correct, but all this on the front is wrong. It would have had a sound fret here, and ebonised mouldings, and a bit of cross-grain moulding, and either a caddy top or a carved crest. You see a lot of them with nothing on. Whether that's correct or not, I don't know. Usually things get taken off, caddies and things, because they're too tall. But this one's just been altered completely. The carcass behind here is correct, so it shows that there was a fret here, a sound fret. So I know this is wrong because I've got drawings of originals and they're nothing like that. This is a drawing of the hood of the clock that I restored last time. See, that's the caddy top. These are the mouldings. This one didn't have a sound fret. It had marquetry across the front, but normally they do have a fret in there. You can see a lot of the mouldings are different. I do have a drawing of the entire clock and all the marquetry. I did do a copy of it once a long time ago. The quarter pillar at the back is missing on this side, but again I'm not replacing that. And I've made a couple of those before, two different ways of doing it. One, I actually turned a complete pillar and then just cut the quarter out the back. The second time, the method I used was to take a tracing of the edge of the top pillar, both sides, fret it out of a couple of bits of wood, glue them together at 90 degrees, made it a bit longer, turned a cylinder, cut a quarter out and glued it in at the ends. Then I could carve from one edge to the other rather than carving the whole thing. And then I just cut the ends off where they were glued on. I think I actually used a paper joint there and just split it off and use that, which was a lot easier because there's a lot less work to do that way. The door is hinged on a couple of pins. I can see the bottom one there, but it won't come out. And someone's actually put a couple of screws in to hold the pillar to the door. So I'll see if I can get them out, and then I can take the door off. The one on the other side's a little bit loose, but whether it comes off or not, I don't know. It'll just be easier to clean up if it comes off. I'll try a little bit harder to get this nail out of here, because it's going to be a lot easier if I can get it off. That's good. Take this screw out again. Just leaves that one there, that nail. I can manage to get that off. There's another nail down here as well. And it's this one here. Well, that's come off all right. There's a bit of veneer there, which I'll take off and glue back on. Get rid of all this animal glue that's in here. Get these nails out. That one in the side. Now, looking at this, that is gold. Very thin layer of gesso underneath. You can just see a bit of the yellow bowl on top, and then it's water gilded. So that is properly done. Now, I don't think it's original. Like I say, the rest of it, all the bits that would have been ebonised have been taken off and replaced with rosewood. These, I think they've just decided to gild them. This would have done in the Victorian times when this was restored, I'd imagine. I'm looking at it, I mean, using rosewood, you wouldn't use it these days because it's just not available. And it's got a lot of age to it. But if this was original, it wouldn't be black underneath. It'd just be a white wood, or a sycamore, or maybe a pear wood or something. So I thought, rather than them recarving this out of rosewood to match everything else that they'd done, they decided to gild it. The ends may have been gilded anyway. Once I've taken that off, I'll see what I think. I'm just soaking a little bit of animal glue so I can glue these bits of veneer back on. But in the meantime, I'll try and get the other pillar off. So I've been scraping off some of the tougher bits off the top here, and you can see that's not black underneath, whereas that bit is. So I'm pretty much convinced that The top and the bottom were gilded and the rest was ebonised. I've managed to get the other one off as well. There's a lot more gold missing on this one, especially around there. So you can see it's a bit lighter. This all seems to be quite dark. It's the same on the back. That bottom bit is a separate piece on that. Same on this one. But that appears to be one piece, the rest of it. I don't think they've been replaced. I think that must be the way it was made. So they're almost done. Just need a little bit more sanding, gets the last bits of gesso off. But you can clearly see now that the middles were black and the ends being lighter would have been gilded. I thought the bottoms of these had been added on separately, but scraping off that looks like yellow bowl on the back. It's not, there's just a slight crack there. I think that corner's been broken off. There's a little crack there as well. Same on the other side, but it is actually one piece. When I started cleaning these up, I thought that looked like walnut. Well, if I turn it round, because I cleaned it up a little bit more, you see those flecks there, which is the quartered edge. It's actually beech, which is quite a tough wood to carve actually. It's unusual. I thought they'd use a fruit wood or sycamore or something like that. I mean, I've made these before and I've always used sycamore because it carves easier. Beech is quite tough. So I've sanded them down. I'm just going to ebonise them. I'm not going to gild the ends. Like I say, this job isn't being done as it should be. There's loads of work that needs doing that isn't going to be done. These just looked awful with that gold flaking off. They should be black, so I'm going to ebonise them. I have some garnet polish and thinned it down with a bit of meths. I'm just going to add some vegetable black and a little bit of brown, just so it's not too black. We'll give this several coats to make sure it's fully covered. It's black all over. And then I'll start putting a few coats of just garnet polish on top, just to give it a shine, cut it back. I've left these holes where the screws are because I want to screw it back on so that it can be taken off again, because there's a lot more work that needs doing to this. I don't want to make it more difficult for whoever takes it on next, because these will have to come off. I've put the pillars back on. This one's held on with a few panel pins so it can be prized off later on if it needs to. The other one's held on with a couple of screws, and this one is just a few dabs of glue so we can get that off as well.